The spotlight on CEOs has increased over the past few decades. The US has the most well-known CEOs, primarily due to its dominance in the tech industry. Ben Lamb is an American entrepreneur leading one of the most talked about companies at the moment. Colossal Biosciences is the leading company working on computational biology and genetic engineering. They have gained international recognition for their ambitious efforts to bring extinct species back to life. Last week, the company announced the birth of dire wolves, which had been extinct for 10,000 years. For most people, introduction to the direwolf occurred through the lens of entertainment, most notably through mentions in role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons and its TV adaptation in Game of Thrones. Colossal Biosciences wolves are thriving on a 2,000-plus acre ecological preserve. This conservation property will provide lifetime care, feeding and protection for the wolves. The company is working to de-extinct several extinct animals, including the woolly mammoth, which they want to introduce to the Arctic tundra habitat. Colossal Biosciences has garnered international attention for its bold mission to bring back extinct species. The company also aims to develop therapies for diseases and engineer climate-resistant crops. Their work is at the forefront of some of the most important efforts to better the world. But the $10 billion company has faced huge backlash for genetic manipulation.
Colossal Biosciences has made edits to the genetic code of the grey wolf to resurrect the direwolf. They're being kept here in Canada where the direwolf would have lived. So if we can't even look after the wolves we have, should we be spending billions of dollars bringing dead ones back from extinction?
The scientists or whoever try to resurrect life is what they're calling it, and bring something back. Have you ever heard about the Tower of Babel? When man thought that they could be God, when they thought that they could just get high enough or build something tall enough or do something good enough, that they would just be as powerful as God. Do you know what happened? God destroyed them, okay? Spread their people out, tore their tower down. When you play God, when you put yourself in a position where you are comparing yourself or doing things that only God can do, it will not end well for you. This is scary.
Many experts say that Colossal Biosciences' work offers huge benefits for the world, but there are those who think otherwise. The company has not shied away from addressing the ethical concerns surrounding de-extinction. Critics have raised questions about the ecological risks and welfare of engineered animals. Introducing species into ecosystems where they've been long absent could cause unpredictable ripple effects. The Arctic tundra is characterized by the permafrost and harsh Arctic climate conditions. It extends across continents like North America, Europe, and Asia. Experts say that reintroducing woolly mammoths or mammoth-elephant hybrids could potentially help save the Arctic tundra by restoring ecosystems and reducing the release of greenhouse gases from melting permafrost. Apparently, these large herbivores could help keep the ground cooler and prevent the release of carbon dioxide and methane trapped in the permafrost. Colossal Biosciences is working on several projects that have the potential to benefit society. By bringing back species like the woolly mammoth or the direwolf, Colossal hopes to reintroduce species that once played critical roles in maintaining ecological balance. Supporters of Colossal Biosciences argue that the potential benefit outweigh the risk. There is concern that these species could become invasive. Ben Lamb is the co-founder and CEO of Colossal. Apparently, he wants to solve the most complex challenges facing the world.
I've seen some really interesting plastic degradation work, where microbes naturally break down plastics. I've seen some really interesting work around genetic modification of plants for carbon sequestration. So I think there's a lot of interesting technologies. We leaned heavily on our scientific advisors and folks that worked with the company. So we had this goal of what can we do? what should we do and why should we do it? Like we eradicated the dodo, we eradicated the thylacine. Lots of papers suggest that early man had a hand in the extinction of Columbian and northern mammoths. A lot of people don't know this, but we're going to lose up to 50% of all biodiversity between now and 2050 if we don't do anything. Like a lot of people are talking about carbon sequestration. A lot of people are talking about methane suppression. People are, I think we've gotten over the hump that the general public believes in man-made climate change. Yeah. But loss of biodiversity and ecosystem collapse is something that not enough people are talking about. And, I don't think of Colossal as a insurance policy, but I think that if we can develop incredible technologies to help bring back keystone extinct species while developing technologies that have applications to human healthcare, we're kind of building this de-extinction toolkit that other conservation groups can use to help preserve existing biodiversity. And so all of the technologies that Colossal makes that have an application to conservation are free. Oh. So we're working with a lot of really great nonprofits, and they get access to all of our technologies for free because we think that there's a lot of really great opportunities to monetize the business, and we just don't think that monetizing conservation is really that important.
Colossal stands at the forefront of a new era in biotech. What sets Ben apart is not just his success in business, but his persistent focus on using technology as a tool for global problem solving. His ventures have ranged across AI, space exploration, and biotechnology. The field of genetic engineering is gaining huge traction, and Colossal faces more and more competition. One of Colossal's most notable competitors is Revive and Restore, a non-profit organization that has been working for years to bring back extinct species and bolster biodiversity using cutting-edge biotechnology. While Revive and Restore doesn't have the same level of private funding as Colossal, it has built a solid scientific reputation. Their efforts include efforts to revive the passenger pigeon and the woolly mammoth, placing them in direct competition with Colossal's high-profile initiatives. Another major company in the space is Integrated DNA Technologies, a more traditional biotech company that provides essential tools for gene editing. Although this company doesn't focus on de-extinction, it supplies the same genomic tech that Colossal depends on, making it both a potential partner and a competitor. A growing number of companies and research institutions are emerging in this field, making it one of the most competitive and promising fields in modern science. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.